Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to the final game day of the 2020 season. Our Philadelphia Eagles take on the Washington football team for the grand finale. A lot of things are going on. First of all, let me just say Happy New Year to everyone. We have gotten rid of that bitch 2020. She's out of here. Yes, whatever, I don't know what your traditions are on New Year's, but if it's cooking a certain meal, whatever you cook to bring in 2020 Don't cook that meal for 2021. That shit didn't work. Okay, I'm sorry to be so profound, but that didn't work. I told my wife, don't cook whatever we cooked for last year because that was horrible. We don't want that. We had to change the menu. So I hope you guys did the same. And I'm just wishing everyone a blessed 2021. May it be better than your 2020. And who knows, maybe everybody's 2020 might not have been as bad as others. So if you had a good 2020, I wish you more success. But if you were like me and didn't have the greatest year, I mean, it was a good year because I survived it, but wasn't my greatest year. Yeah, I'm praying for you guys and I'm wishing you guys nothing but prosperity and health. Speaking of health, I am coming off of quarantine myself. Oh
Let's
my
do that.
goodness.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
14 days since I've been exposed, 10 days of isolation. Oh my goodness. And it makes you appreciate life. You know what? I'm very, very blessed that I didn't have the symptoms that most people that were even in the same location where I was, where, this little spread started or whatever, like
Super
a
spreader.
lot of them, I mean, for real, because, now I have so much more respect for coronavirus and the spread of it because, it was just a little gathering, and nearly everybody that was there caught it, and not everybody was as fortunate as I was as being asymptomatic. A lot of people actually had symptoms, and they suffered for a couple
Mm.
of days or a few days or whatever it was. It wasn't anything dire or that killed anyone. Thank God for that, but they did suffer through those major symptoms. So
Yeah.
I have newfound respect for that. I thank God that I did not have to endure that. For the most part, my biggest suffering was being on room arrest, not house arrest. I mean, I had to stay in the house, of course, but I live with other people. So, in essence, I had to be on room arrest. And room arrest is not, there's nothing good about that. Room arrest, COVID has given me a newfound respect for freedom. Freedom. I mean, I was in that room for most of the day, and that was it. I was isolating, and that's hard to do, even in the luxury of my own home with the television, the Fire Stick, internet, and all that. It still was a lot of suffering going on, having to stay confined to one room.
Yeah, you
That
were
was
locked down.
hard.
Locked
Yeah,
down. That's
that was
understatement.
locked down, man. So COVID has also given me a newfound respect for obeying the law because I can't be locked up. So I'm going to continue to be a law-abiding citizen, so I don't have to go through anything remotely resembling something like being confined to one room. No, no. I cannot do that. I can't do that, man. But in all seriousness, I'm glad to be out of my little cell. I'm glad to be able to roam the house and I missed the little Rugrats. Oh my goodness! I got little kids. I got kids, 14 and 10, and still at home. So
Whew.
sometimes you sit back, you're like, wow, kids could be a lot. But you know what? Being separated from them, I miss them little boogers. I miss those little boogers, man. I couldn't even, you know what I mean? We couldn't chill and watch a movie together or anything like that. I miss giving them a hug and all that, man. COVID has given me newfound respect for life. I love
Mhm.
life now. I love life. So I'm just happy to be back with the program, man. We got a lot to talk about before this game tonight. And without further ado, let's bring back our lovely co host. She just flew in. She just got back in from the island. She just made it to the set. Thank you for showing up, Nichelle. She still has that island glow. You know what,
Yes.
Nichelle? She's even giving me a new respect for life. I was like, you know what, and I wasn't on my deathbed, but I had a lot of time to reflect. So you're sitting there, you're like, man, I'm glad I'm not going to be one of the ones that die from this or whatever. But you start looking at things differently. I'm like, you know what? I think I want to be in a warm weather next holiday season. I think I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm balls out now. You know what I'm saying? it makes you think about stuff because I've lost some people in 2020 from the COVID. So I respect it more for that, and I respect it after having the little scare that I had and all that. And look, man, I don't blame you. How was your trip, Nichelle? Welcome back. We're glad to see you on stateside.
It was lovely, actually. Nice little break from America with some beach and limited internet. And, you know, it was a bit of a disappointment to find a good sports bar uh, that had our game on for us, that was willing to put the game on the loudspeakers and on the biggest screen just for them
Oh.
to embarrass us. But it is what it is. I can't complain. I had a lovely time, and I was blessed to be able to take the trip. So it was
Well,
good
that is
stuff.
great. Our co-host Pat held it down for us on Thursday. Did an excellent job with Jay. Jay and Pat held it down.
Yeah.
I found myself entertained by you guys. That's what that's what's all that matters.
Like I
A lot
said,
of lively
if you think
conversation going on.
if you think it was crowded with me and Shell, if you ever get Jay on this, he's 6'8". He's 6'8". He's up there in weight. And he literally looks like he needs to be out there on the field. That's what he looks like.
All right. Okay. All right. So let me go right to the chat room here. Thank you guys for staying, following along with us. First person in the room is my brother. He made it again. Wow. What are you trying to get on my good side or something? Okay. Frank is second. Hey y'all. What's up, Frank? John Patisse checking in from South Carolina. Thanks for checking in. Security is checking in. George Greenway, one of my neighbors. I hope the Eagles have their wings tonight. We don't need any wings. We're going to get to that. We better not have no goddamn wings tonight. We better not be showing anything resemblant of a fight tonight. I don't want to see it. Anyway, Eddie's in the house. He said, man, game has not even started. And Lori Keith Roseman around got me heated. Not buying into hype of ESPN rumor about Wentz trade. All right, so some people, that's the hot topic. We're going to get right into that. Let me just go to a couple more comments. Everyone is out. Hope they don't get hurt. Mike Hines, top 5 pick, sealing the deal tonight. That's right. That's what I'm looking for, top 5 pick. Jeffrey says, SoCal Eagles fans in the house. That's what's
What
up.
up?
Thanks for tuning in from SoCal. Like to have you. Terry, who should we draft first and who should we be, or DC going to the season is the question. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. Let's start this quarter and let's get into it because we got the DC. Schwartz is leaving. As a matter of fact, where is my champagne bottle? I meant to bring my champagne bottle.
I mean,
to
I
the set
got a
tonight.
champagne bottle. I can
Oh,
pop it.
yes, we got to pop that. We got to pop that. Schwartz is leaving. Oh, my goodness.
know what?
Anyway, start the quarter, man. Start the quarter.
You're now listening to the First Quarter.
All right, so you're watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That's by Eagles fans, for Eagles fans, and on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. This week, well, as you can understand, I'm not going to be doing a shot. I'm just coming off of a long layoff, and I'm cool. So I'm just going to I'm not going to shot. I'm not going to do a shot today. My co-host over there, though. Pat is doing the what? What are you doing, Pat?
I'm doing the E.H. Taylor small batch.
All right, each a small batch.
I'm just doing one shot of it.
All right,
The rest is
just
for my
one
cigar.
shot.
My cigar smoking night.
Michelle, what are you doing, or if anything?
I'm not doing anything. I'm on my whole 30 January.
All right, okay. All right, that's understandable. She on her sober January. All right, okay. All right, see, we don't see you either. You froze. All right, but anyway, everybody out there, let me know what you're doing the shot of. And here we go. Everybody, raise your glass to our Philadelphia Eagles. And down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
That's some
All
good,
right.
that's some good bourbon right there, whiskey. that's
right.
really good.
So, as we know, this game is not about – we're barely going to talk about anything about the Washington football team tonight.
Not at
all
all.
goes right.
Not
We
even
want
close.
them to win. At least I do. I just want them to win. The inactives, I'll let you read those. Did you read? You didn't read those yet.
No, we just started the quarter.
All right. Okay, so go ahead, read the inactives, and
For the
after
Washington-
hearing these inactives, you'll
Mhm.
understand why we probably are not going to win anyway. But go ahead.
For the Washington football team, wide receiver Antonio Gandy Golden, wide receiver Robert Foster, running back Lamar Miller. I didn't even know he was still playing. Linebacker Kevin Pierre Lewis, linebacker Thomas Davis Sr., offensive tackle David Stenmitz. I'm sorry.
All right.
And for our Philadelphia Eagles, quarterback Carson Wentz, resting. Wide receiver Alshon Jeffrey, resting. Running back Miles Sanders. Defensive tackle Fletcher Cox. Tight end, Dallas Goddard. Tight end, Richard Rodgers. Defensive end, Derek Barnett. Cornerback, Michael Jacquet. Offensive tackle, Jordan Mailata. And wide receiver, Deshaun Jackson. The whole
All
team is
right.
inactive.
Nearly
nah,
everybody is inactive, which is, I don't care. I mean, that's good for me because I want to see the loss. I want to see the higher draft pick and all that. But let's get down to some of the biggest headlines for our Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, yesterday it was reported that Jim Schwartz will not be back. Jim Schwartz will not be back. I meant to bring a bottle of champagne to the set.
You know what we do after the game, because after the game it'll be official. You have your bottle of champagne, I have mine. We'll pop it. How about that? The end of the season. The end of the season. Because I'm doing this fine whiskey right now, so I might as well end it. I gotta go to work in the morning. No, I'm not doing that.
All right. Yeah, but Jim Schwartz is out of here. He is not coming back for whatever the reason is. I mean, we can sit here and we can get cute with the story and what probably happened, but the bottom line is he's not coming back, which is good. I'm happy to hear that. If one thing we have all determined is there has to be some change in this organization in this offseason here, right? The problem or the dilemma is what change, how much change, who do you change, what position you get rid of, whatever. I was one that thought the coaching staff needed to go, and that included Doug all the way down and let someone come in and bring a new coaching staff. But in the seems to be that they're changing at the very least, the defensive coordinator. So Jim Schwartz will not be back. He is the defensive coordinator of our only Super Bowl win, 52.
He's a winning defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles.
He is that, but I think he has worn his welcome out. That's what I think here in Philadelphia. So he's not going to be here next year, and that's okay with me. But it doesn't matter who they bring in unless if they don't have anybody back there that can play defense. Now, I happen to think that this might not be the most talented defense, but there are some pieces that you can work with. And I also am under the belief that if there was a different defensive coordinator, that they might have gotten more out of this defensive unit than Jim Schwartz because of his philosophy.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, his philosophy is basically is leaving players out there to burn, and you got to understand the different players you have, what you can do with them, the abilities for like a Jalen Mills. Match him up with the tight ends, but blitz most of the time. You can move him out to play these corner positions, especially when you knew that your corner was depleted. You did it early on in the season, and it kind of worked out a little bit. Why not go back to it? You got to understand your personnel and use your personnel accordingly. If you know you have Nathan Gary starting at middle linebacker, don't leave him out there to dry. Just blitz him most of the time. That's what happens when you know your personnel.
What do you think, Michelle, about the whole Jim Schwartz and him not coming back? On board, not?
I mean, I'm a little lukewarm. I think we were all kind of tough on Schwartz, deservedly so, but we still had one of the top defenses in the league. So, in terms of doing his job, he did his job to the best of his ability. But I could see it's time possibly for some new blood. We still had some holes in defense. We still didn't rush the passer like we really should have this season. So, I wish him well. He did what he needed to do to get our defense at least playing at an elevated level. So, you know, it's kind of bittersweet because we got so much going on between the Wentz and Peterson, Swartz not coming back. Who's going to get the DC job? Are we going to get an OC? It's a lot to kind of process if you really think about it.
It's going to be a heck of a
We're
season.
being nice. So don't be so nice. This guy gave up 500 yards in the Super Bowl. We talk about being nice to him. Like he gave up a record for a quarterback to throw. Any quarterback besides the starter that came against this defensive coordinator looked like Tom Brady. Everybody started looking like Tom Brady against him. it gets to a point where you thought, you know what? I understand you might not have the personnel at some positions, but you should need to change your philosophy. You had some guys that could play, man up. You should have did that in blitz. We always ask for that Jim Johnson, Buddy Ryan type defense, and we got this soft cake ass defense. Let's be honest. They're cakes. They're soft, and we as fans we deserve better.
Well, as fans, I think we are used to better. If you look at our
Mhm.
past defensive coordinators, this is, um, well, he looked like a great upgrade from who we had before. Because what was his name? Brad Davis, or was that his name? Brad Davis.
Whatever his name for
He
Chip
was he
Kelly,
used he was playing the passive aggressive defense, and that sucked under Chip and Kelly. So,
and they kept that same style. They just changed it from a 3-4 to a 4-3. It was the
well,
same
no, the
type
point the
defense.
point I'm trying to make is from Brad Davis to Jim Schwartz's
Mhm.
defense, or his name alone, was an upgrade, and we were happy to see that change, and it did produce. I mean, we went from being in the bottom part of the league in defense to being in the top 10 the following year under him. So, he came in and made immediate change. But the thing that if you watch Jim Schwartz's career is he has a shelf life of maybe like 2 or 3 seasons. The first seasons he always makes a marketable improvement in the defense. And most times he's there to bring up a defense that's not ranked very high anyway. So it's not hard to do that. But he does do it. He does do it. And he has success. His most success, if you look over his career, is in his first year in that town. Second year, he does pretty well also, but it's the third year is when he starts to tail off, and he usually is out of there not too long after that third year. So he's done his job. I mean, he's done what he's done in his career, and I think that we now, as Philadelphia fans, being used to Jim Johnson defense, being used to Buddy Ryan's defense, being used to Bud Carlson's defense, aggressive style of defense, we're kind of hungering to get back to that. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see a defensive coordinator with more of that type of philosophy, that type of scheming, and such, where we see our defense getting after the quarterback and producing some turnovers, more turnovers than what we've been accustomed to seeing with this defense the past couple of years. Very little turnovers.
Yeah, man. I'm truthfully, I think you called for it. I think you said after the Super Bowl he should have been the first ever defensive coordinator fired after a
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
yeah.
um, you talk about his ability to be that premier defensive coordinator, and his shelf life, his career has proved that he's not a top notch defensive coordinator. He has top notch players, but he doesn't turn those top notch players into like number one defenses. Like, okay, they are in the top 10, that's fine. What happens in the playoffs? In the playoffs, actually, he was better in the playoffs. I had to give that to him, but it's time for him to go, man. That stick defense, I do not ever want to
Want
see
to
that
see that
defense
again.
again.
Nobody wants
Ever.
to see that.
Mm-mm.
Christopher
Mm-mm.
Burton says, "Hey, somebody need to get in touch with Jim Johnson's family to see if we can get his playbook."
They have it
Yeah,
at
and
the
then
Denver
get
Clear
somebody.
Center. It's
Uh,
not
you-
just a thing about having this playbook. Is using the plays at the right time, being in that flow to call a certain blitz, to call a certain. I mean, you can have a playbook all you want, but if you don't know how to use it, it's useless.
Lenny says, "Do y'all think Doug should have played two starters on the offensive side to give the team a better idea of Jalen's ability against a divisional opponent?" What do you think about that? You think Doug should have played more of the offensive side
No,
for as practice for Jalen Hurts or whatever?
no. The people are out there who's out there. Um, they got young guys playing today, young wide receivers, a young tight end. I mean, it is going to be what it is. Like, we not the way they put the players out there is like they didn't want to play this game.
Mm.
Right.
I'm not vested in this game at all. I don't even know how
Yeah,
much of it I'm going to even watch after hearing the whole injury report or who's not playing.
10
Yeah.
I don't
players.
even, yeah, I don't even see the purpose. I mean, I'm glad the Giants won today, but Dallas is out, so let anybody have the division at this point.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I don't
difficult
care
to
about
look
this
at
game.
that.
I
Yeah,
want the draft pick, if anything. I just want the. I think we can get into the top five if we don't win today.
I'm,
So I'm more
yeah,
interested in that. Now
yeah.
now, all right. So we talk about Jim Schwartz. We might as well end this first quarter too.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, you're watching Eagles Talk, man, on game day. And because of the state of our Philadelphia Eagles, we don't have much to talk about today's game as it pertains to playing the game. I mean, it's nothing to play for. If the Washington Redskins win, they win the division. If somehow we have a brain fart and try to win this game and win it, then the New York Giants will win the division because of their win over the Dallas Cowboys today. But eh, who cares? Anyway, there's more. There's more because there's hotter topics, that doesn't concern tonight's game. And the next one, the first one was Jim Schwartz is leaving, and the next one was, and we've heard a little bit of this. We kind of already had in our mind that something has to happen with Carson Wentz this offseason. And it seems to be that he has requested a trade. He's
Ooh.
going to request a trade because they're stating, and this is ESPN, which Eddie already has doubts about its legitimacy. But anyway, they're reporting that that wants to demand a trade, that his relationship with Doug Peterson is beyond repair. And that's the report. Um, we already knew that something had to give with Carlson was this off season here, and my thought process was
Hold up,
that
Dante. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Second. You know the
I'm sorry.
fans out there. They giving out everything, and you're putting a cup to your lips. You know what we got to do. We got to start the second quarter. And get drunk.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, you're following Eagles Talk, the number one Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We like to talk about our favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we like to do in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. So follow us. This is an interactive show. When we do a shot, you do a shot. My co-host is he was so happy to remind us he is doing a shot of, what are you doing? Whiskey, bourbon?
Well, I went from whiskey. I'm doing tequila. I'm gonna finish up with tequila.
Now I ain't doing tequila. Oh my goodness, he's just whew,
Yeah,
light.
man.
I mean, brown, clear. Wow,
Yep, that's
boy,
what I'm doing.
that
That's what I'm
youth,
doing.
that youth, almost.
That's what I'm
Like,
doing.
all right, so here he is. Everyone out there, let me know what you're drinking. Here we go. Down the hatch. Three, two, one.
That's it.
All right, start the second quarter.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so the report is Carlson wants out because his relationship with Doug Peterson is beyond repair. My thought was that one of them had to go anyway. Like, I don't think Doug and Carlson works well together. I think Carlson can be repaired. I don't think Doug is the coach to do it, and his staff is not the ones that can repair Carlson. So that's where I'm with it. So it's just a matter of who the team wants or values more in this situation, because they're not going to be able to coexist. And I don't know. I mean, he still has to meet with Laurie on Tuesday after the season is over, but the reports are that Doug Peterson is probably going to be coming back. So if you've chosen the coach, then Carlson probably has to be the one that leaves. Ah, what do you guys think? What do you think about that, Michelle?
They can't. I mean, I said before, after the way this season went down, that relationship is, irreparable. You can't really repair that, especially with a quarterback. If he doesn't have trust in his coach, it's going to be hard. You're going to spend most of the season just, having them in their little powwow, trying to come together and gel, and have a meeting of the minds. We don't have time for that. So these two clearly can't coexist in the same system. And every obviously there's talk of Indy, but I wouldn't be surprised if Frank Wright didn't call Carson up months ago and say, "Come on, Cletus, you know the relationship good over here. I got what you need over here." I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him end up in Indianapolis, to be honest with you. I felt that way, several weeks into the season when this debacle was unfolding.
You know what? That's crazy. You say he might end up going to the Colts. He might end up being a Patriot. We
He
all
could.
know that Bill Belichick doesn't care
Patriot.
about draft picks. He will gladly give up his first round draft pick, second round draft pick for a high quality player. He doesn't care. And we keep talking about the Colts all we want, but there are probably two players that's going to get traded this offseason. Two big name players. Listen, as much as I like Carson Wentz and I want him to succeed here, do I think it's inevitable? Like it's going to happen. It probably will happen. Um, it, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth about how we go about this drafting process. Because did Carson Wentz live here long enough to serve his purpose as quarterback? Some would say yes, because he got us to the point where we're able to get over that hump and win a championship. Because he basically was the starting pitcher for the team, got us to the eighth inning, and the seventh inning, and we got to start at finish the last two innings. With that being said, Zach Ertz, this may be his last game too,
Yeah,
and
I can see that.
and with Carson maybe on the outs and Zach Ertz on the outs, those are draft picks that we can acquire that goes into the inability of a GM to draft players that we would need. I mean, let's look at the field drafts over the past 5 years. The only person that we have hit on in this draft, I would say, is Jordan Mailata. That's already the only person. You missed on DK Metcalf. It's too early to say we missed on Jay Rager because he may become a difference maker down the line. Even though Jefferson put up 1,400 yards, 88 receptions this year, it's a rookie record. But he did it with a team that predominantly just they have another star wide receiver. We don't have another star wide receiver. It's going to be a tough offseason for this organization, and truthfully, I kind of look forward to see what might happen. Just to see how the change happens with this team down One North Broad Street. Well, I said One North Broad Street down there, Nova Care Plaza.
Well, in a perfect world, I wouldn't get rid of Carson Wentz. I don't know if I've seen enough of Jalen Hurts to make a decision where I would part ways with Carson Wentz yet. So there has to be a decision made. I'm not sure that it's made yet, but I don't. You usher him out the door, and I don't know if Jalen Hurts is that guy.
You
if
know
he's
what?
that guy.
You're right. Like when you just said that, and I was talking to Jay about this on our show on Thursday, and we were talking about he's a rookie. He missed those. He's going to miss those because he's a rookie.
Hmm.
I told him I went back and watched the tape. There were some open concepts that were directly drawn out for one specific players, and he missed that concept completely. Now, is it because he's a rookie? That may be the case. That may just be the case that he hasn't developed that ability to be a multitasking quarterback yet without running all the time. He may be better down the road, but this is a good comment right there.
Right. I like this comment by Tony
Yeah, it
Berman.
is. It's a great
At his
comment.
best, if he can be repaired, Wentz is the better QB. And if traded, I'm sure it'll bite us in the ass. But flip side, don't think I want another season of this Wentz versus Hurts drama, dividing
No.
the team and the fan
Too
base.
much.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. I I was hoping that this decision was going to be Doug was not going to be Doug Peterson. I thought I thought the decision would be a change in the coaching staff,
Mhm.
and if that would have been the case, then we still could have kept both of them
Yeah.
and
I
let them
want to.
battle out in training camp with a
Yeah.
new coach and OC. That's what I wanted to see ultimately, but doesn't seem to be what we're going to
Mhm.
get. So I just hope they're. I guess I have to take the DC. That's all I can get this offseason. That's it. This Jim Schwartz.
How
I
about
have
we
to
get
take it.
DeMarco Ryans as DC and Seth Jordan joins him as a linebackers coach,
Mhm.
and they bring Brian Dog as the coach to defensive backs.
Man, I don't
They
mind.
would
I
Brian
just
never.
want.
Dog.
They would
Yeah,
never
he's
bless us with such
nah. That's
talent
not gonna
on our
happen.
team.
That would never happen because that I don't think that would happen. I got a question for you guys. I got a question for you. So I know I heard this before, but would you take having successful years, not winning a Super Bowl, or take winning one Super Bowl and have three unsuccessful years?
Would I
Say
trade the
again.
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No,
All
no.
right. So
We don't
we're in
have to.
that. So,
We don't have
so
to deal. We don't have to bite the bullet. No, no, no
Yeah.
ring is going back. No one's
No.
trading for more. Trips to the
No.
NFC Championship to lose. No, nobody's doing that. I'm good.
Nobody doing that.
We just gonna
No,
we
we
just
got
gonna have to
this.
deal with this downtime and
you know
get
what?
our
That's
way
what
Yeah.
I
back.
said. I said I would take the ring. I don't care if we lose for the next 5 years. I'll take that ring. I think we
Yeah.
said it in our
Yeah.
show during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, we taking this ring, man. We just
Yeah.
wanted to, but damn, we just, you can see some things, man. I just could see some things, and I'm like, yo, this, because I'm not that dude that, you get 5 years just because you won the Super Bowl. I'm not that guy. I'm not a heartless guy, but I seen this shit coming, man. This shit don't look good. I mean, you can. So what do? You ignore it and let it. Because to me, if you bring Doug back, it's almost like you're ignoring it. But I see where they might
Well,
want to
Mhm.
I
give him
mean,
another
they let
chance. But damn,
bringing Doug back lets you know the clock is ticking. Everybody know. I said that the clock is ticking on Doug. When
Yeah.
they announced that
uh,
he was coming back, that was an announcement of yes, we're bringing Doug back,
this
but
is
he
last
has
chance.
one more season to
Hmm.
get his act together. That's what that was really saying.
My
Yeah,
It's
I
my
agree
the
with that.
clock
problem with that
ticking.
is that's another year out of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have, you know what I mean? I want to get this like, yo, I'm, I don't have all this time, man. Look, get this dude out of here today and let's go on. I know what it's going to be. This is not going to be a good year next year.
I
Because
like
there's
this
a whole
comment.
lot of things that has
Yeah.
to happen for this
Uh-huh.
for this to go from what it is now to something resembling a playoff team next year. I don't see it happening.
They have the ability, Dante. They have the ability. They have the ability to go from least to first. They can make that jump easily because they do have the
Mhm.
athletes to do that. It's just that the head coach need to get it out his ass and start calling the right place, or we need to go to route and having an offensive coordinator. This sit down between him and Jeffrey Lurie needs to be crucial. He needs to say, you know what, Doug Peterson, your play calling wasn't as great as it should be. We're bringing in an offensive coordinator who's going to facilitate the plays. Now you can have some input, but the offensive coordinator need to have reins on the offense.
Absolutely.
If not,
Oh,
Absolutely.
we gotta let you go, Dougie.
Right?
yeah.
I
Exactly.
like that comment. I don't know if you see it, but William M. Johnson put a comment, and that's actually a good comment right there. If you see it, it's a long
Yeah.
Yes.
comment though. It's a
Yeah.
newer
Dawkins,
comment.
the DC. But they're not going to give us Dawkins or Seth Joyner as
Nah,
DC. Come
Well,
on.
nah,
first of all, you
They're
can't just
never
do
going to
that
do it.
anyway.
They're never
nah,
going to
nah,
We
do it.
nah.
don't
They
know
will.
if they can be DCs. Everybody that play basketball don't mean. I mean, that can play football don't mean they can coach football. You
That's
have
true.
Hall of Fame
That's true.
players that don't mean he
Mhm.
can be a good coach. So he has done this at no level. Maybe high school. I don't know. I don't even think he's done it on that level. And yo,
Well,
I know, I love Doc too, but I just
D'Amico
can't
Ryan is
assume
doing it.
Doc is going to come
Hold
in.
on, hold on.
What?
D'Amico Ryan has been the linebackers coach for the San Francisco 49ers, and he has turned out the last two linebackers that's there at San Fran are the best linebackers in the NFL right
Oh no, I
now.
was I
Fred
was
Warner.
commenting to Dawkins as
Dawkins, yeah, yeah, yeah,
DC.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what I was
Nah.
commenting to.
We just saying that because we're fans.
All right,
We love that
just
passion. Let me end this quarter, man.
all right.
And that's the end of the quarter.
No, D'Amico Ryan's. Yeah, I heard he's putting in work as a coach. Yeah, so
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
working
he's
his
doing his
way up.
thing, man.
Well, who are our options for DC? That's what I want to know. Do we
Um,
get like a loving?
I don't want anybody to say Dan Quinn. I want anybody to say what's the guy name from the Lions that got fired? Um, I would rather have
Patricia.
Lovey Smith. I'll be
Yeah,
honest with you.
I would rock with Lovey. I would rock
Lovey
with
Yeah,
Lovey.
Smith.
I like Lovey too.
He's a hard nosed defensive coach. Like I said, D'Amico Ryan, he's an upcoming defensive coach. There's going to be some other guys at the end of the season that their names going to pop up. We can't just speculate on who will be the available because we don't know who's out there or who want to take this position. I just saw something that put Gus Bradley. No, we're not. He's not coming there.
Who?
Gus Bradley.
Oh no. Raheem from up. Where Raheem at now? Oh, in Atlanta.
Nah,
He's the interim
No.
coach.
no, we don't
No.
want anybody from Atlanta. I'll be
No.
honest with you. We don't want
The Bucks
anybody from
don't
Atlanta.
play. Mm-mm.
When you blow leaves like they blow leaves, we don't want
All the
anybody
Yeah.
from
No.
Atlanta.
No, thank you.
No, they. He didn't blow that.
No,
That
he didn't.
wasn't.
That was
That
Dan
wasn't
Quindo.
Raheem. Yeah.
That was Dan Quindo.
All
Ken
right,
Norton
Ken
Jr.
Norton
is
Jr.
actually
That's not a bad one either.
he's a defensive coordinator. If I'm not mistaken, for the Denver Broncos right now, I believe. They lost a lot of players. I'm actually gotta look that up now. Now they speak about that.
Is he
So
the DC or I thought he was the linebackers coach? He's a DC now. I didn't know.
I'll tell you right now, he is the defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. No, the
Okay.
Seahawks have one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, they tanked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Don't get me wrong, he's a good dude, but no, he's not that good. All right, man, let's go to these shots.
All right, come on. We start the third quarter. All right, you're watching Eagles Talk by Eagles fans for Eagles fans, and we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. My partner here can't wait to get to his shot, which is a shot of tequila.
I'm doing
Terramana
tequila again. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
do
well,
tequila. I was gonna do a shot of my Corona.
oh, all right. He's going to do a shot as Corona, but he's
No, I
doing
do Terramata for you guys.
Terramana. You guys
'Cause
out there,
the
let me know what you're doing.
Dwayne Johnson is looking at our show, and he wants to sponsor us, so we gotta drink a bottle on air.
Oh, Dwayne Johnson. Oh, you talking about the tank?
The
I mean, the
Rock.
Rock.
Yeah.
Rock. All right, so here we are. Everybody, excuse me. Everybody, raise your glass in honor of our Philadelphia Eagles, and down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. Eric Floss said, "Who shoots beer?" Uh,
when you already had whiskey in the beginning, no.
Yeah.
Shoot beer.
Maker's Mark. Dion is doing the Maker's Mark. All right, so we're gonna keep the same coaching staff. Do they give Doug an OC? Because we all know that this is what's going to be needed for Doug to be successful next year. Do they force Doug to have an OC this year? What do you guys think?
I'll let Michelle go first because she got the look. She got the look. He's like, how many times we got to talk about this? He
They
needs one.
better. I mean, I think the whole city's going to revolt if they don't get an OC in here. Seriously, they can't keep Doug and not get rid of Carson and not bring in an offensive coordinator. That's just not going to work. That's not going to fly at all. There's going to be a lot of blowback and pushback for this. It's just trying to figure out who is that person going to be to kind of get us over the hump that we've been in, with this offense for the past season and a half, 2 seasons. That's going to be the key, is finding the right person to come in and run this offense and be a difference maker that can actually complement Doug's coaching skills and make him look good. Because if we don't get a good OC and Doug continues to call the plays, the clock's ticking on him. Like we said, he's going to be gone, and we're going to be starting with a whole new coaching staff. So we better get that fixed, quick,
Yeah,
fast, and in a hurry. They should have been looking for offensive coordinators like 6 games ago.
yeah, I agree with you. The thing about Doug Peterson is that as I went back and looked at some plays this year, he doesn't call bad plays. It's that he doesn't get in that rhythm that an offensive coordinator who's solely focused on getting into a rhythm and being fluid within a game would get into. Because he has so many different things he has to worry about as the head coach of the football team. He needs a head coach to help like basically assist him with the different nuances of the offense. Let's be honest. The offense is made to win. Even though last week, Jonathan Velma called out one of their concepts, the levels concepts, a short out, a deep out, and in the clear out. He called that out. It still worked. he still has plays that can work in this offense, but he doesn't get into the zone without an offensive coordinator. Frank Wright was that perfect mix here to help him get into the zone as a play caller. Because let's be honest, during that time, even though we put our hats on Frank Wright of reeling him back in, we did have a game against the Chiefs where we stayed up, stopped running the ball, right? Frank
Mhm.
Wright was still the offensive coordinator at the particular time. So it's all about the philosophy of having an offensive coordinator that can get into a rhythm and coexist with Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson, yes, he might still want to call calls, but it shouldn't be to the extent where he's over 30% calling calls, calling offensive plays. He should not be over that percentage at all.
Pat, you appreciate this. Doug is like that DJ that cuts the song off too fast. He's DJ Khaled. He doesn't let it breathe. He doesn't let the song play and develop. He is that DJ that cuts the song off.
So
That's
did you?
that's who Doug is.
You must have been watching me on New Year's Eve, huh?
Yeah.
Friend of ours, we was at a friend of ours' house. Who I'm during the whole quarantine was been we've been around, so it's okay. And I played the song, everybody's enjoying it, and I went back into it. I mixed it back and I mixed it back, and I saw it later. It's like, damn, this is a DJ that always you get into that groove, you go back. Yeah, so I get it.
That's who Doug is. He's the one that won't let the song play.
Yeah, so you're right. Like, and that's why you need that offensive coordinator that has a little bit more control on the offense than Doug does.
Or has a better a better hand at calling a better game than Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson, you're right. He doesn't have
Mhm.
the flow. He misses it. Um, he's not in a
Dante,
good rhythm.
Dante, this dude
No.
was in a great rhythm in the first half of the game last week. He was in a great rhythm. After that second touchdown, it was like, oh my goodness, is this dude really calling this game? Who's calling
Yeah.
this game? It was at the point where it's like, Doug's not calling this game. There's like, all right, now I see Doug. Doug's definitely calling this game now. Because the first drive was almost immaculate. Like, let's be honest, it was a missed pass. The scramble by Jalen Hurts, where he tried to get he didn't score, but he stepped out of bounds. He had Miles Sanders wide open, and that's the stuff that I say he missed because he's a rookie. But besides that first drive and that
Mhm.
second drive, that's what we need more of. To stop running the ball, man. Stop
Yeah.
running the ball.
He messed it up last week. Comment up there. I was going to go to the Eagles Nest to watch the game, and I remember they stopped serving that call at 9. So, yeah, I
Oh.
guess that's a waste.
Hey,
John
you gotta get
Baptiste
some
says
shots in.
we we were imposing our will, and we were imposing our will last
That
week
was
in the
crazy.
first quarter.
Hmm.
It's almost like it reminds me of that concept of them drawing up the first 15 plays, right? He,
Hmm.
he he does good. Looks like he did well under those first 15 plays that was scripted. Um, who's scripting those first 15? Because
We
that's
will
when the
never know.
offense looks
We
the
will never
best.
know.
And then you can almost tell when Doug has when he's actually calling the plays. It's almost like the beginning of the game is he's going off the spreadsheet. We're running this, then this, then this, then this, then that. And when he runs out of those plays, then you see um, that's when you see his true play calling ability come out. And then it's more pass heavy as always, and it seems to abandon the run. Um, so yes, he's going to need an OC this year. But is he going to? I mean, like, are they going to have to heave this upon him, or is he going to be man enough to say, "I got to get an OC"? Because I don't think the team uh, giving him an OC is going to help this situation at all. And so he already has no control, and if they have to hire him a OC, I don't know why we're wasting our time with this bullshit. This is going to be another another freaking year of mess. I'm trying to tell y'all, why are we
He's
going
gonna
through
be here.
this?
You need to
All
make
right,
peace with that, Dante. He's not going
Oh
anywhere this
man.
season
Dante,
coming
yeah,
up. You're
yeah.
gonna have to make peace with that. We need to find an OC and a DC And the new trainer. Somebody brought up injuries. Yes, they killed us as well. So
I think it's
we.
the practice. I think it's how they practice. They don't practice
Mhm.
like they play, and that
Mhm.
has a lot to do with the injuries.
Mhm.
I know
Yeah, they don't
we talked about the
practice.
train in the last 3 years. They had three different trainers here. Like, let's be honest, they had three different trainers here, right? And they still got injured. So I think they don't practice as hard as they would do as they would not necessarily go out there and play a game. Like Dante, you play basketball, right?
Hmm.
So in practice, y'all build up a lather, you start shooting the ball and stuff like that. Then y'all start going at it for real, right?
Right, right,
In practice with us, yeah, we stretch, we get it in there, and we start popping the pads, and
right.
we get some real sets in. Um, if you don't do that, then you're not preparing yourself for what may can happen during a game. Let's be honest.
I totally agree with that. And we've heard the reports out of training camp. This is not one of the most strenuous training camps or practices, um, and that contributes to that's the soft tissue injuries and the people not being not being in shape enough. This might not be something that a training staff can fix, but something more like the head coach can fix by just turning it up a notch and not being so um, lenient on the team here.
I'm sorry, power just came on. I just like ooh.
Oh, all right, but we're gonna. I don't even. I'm with you though, Nichelle. The game is gonna come on. I don't. What am I watching? What am I watching? I don't know. Who am I watching out here? Ah,
I
don't let
might
me
go
find
back to
something else.
watching The Mandalorian or
Oh, you
listen.
didn't watch it yet? You didn't watch the
Well, I'm
Oh,
I'm
Mandalorian?
in, I'm in the end of season one, so I started watching it,
I
on
can't
my
talk to you then.
vacation. I know, I
I
know.
I can't
We'll
talk
talk.
to you.
We'll talk next week. I'll be probably done season two in another week. But yeah, either that or Dancing the Ninth Wonder. He's doing a whole 1990 set. He did 88 last night, so
oh,
I
who?
don't know.
Who
I
that?
don't know, but
Right, Knife Wonder,
Knife Wonder,
DJ.
DJ,
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
out of North Carolina. He's also a professor at Duke.
Oh, he
okay.
really is.
Yeah, yeah, he teaches some
I
kind of
didn't
music
know
theory
that.
class. Yeah, he's
That's
really
that's
he's a
awesome to
music
know.
nerd. He's a straight music nerd.
That's awesome. I'm starting to get into. I've been a DJ for about 12, 13, 14 years now. It's 2012. Yeah, 2020. It's 2021, so it's 14 years. And
All right.
I'm sorry, we
Um,
talk about something else.
all right. Let me go to some comments. Howie must go. Yes, I'm in agreement with that. Mike Heinz says 48-12 Washington football team. I'm okay with that. But let's go back to the Howie must go. Howie must go. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen from what we hear. Now, what's interesting in that is that they hired what's his name? Dorsey?
Dorsey,
Uh,
yeah, John
Dorsey,
Dorsey.
John
Yeah.
Dorsey, right? And he
Hmm.
has a
He's
good
been a
track
consultant.
record. Yeah, he's been a consultant, and he's had a pretty good track record with the last couple teams he's been with, and that was the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns when they were building that franchise there. So he has a good track record dealing with the draft. He's in house now. Now, how much authority or autonomy, let's say, how much autonomy they give him over the draft remains to be seen. But I'm okay if they give him full autonomy over the draft. I'm okay with that as long as they take it out of the hands of Howie Roseman. But Howie's going to be here, so we might as well get used to that. And I'm not against him being here, but I'm definitely on board with him having a draft personnel person in the building because he can't do that. A
Hmm.
draft personnel person to Howie is like an OC to Doug Peterson. Like they
Yeah,
gotta have him.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we might be able to deal with the rest of Doug's coaching ability if he can turn over the offensive play calling to somebody else. He may turn out to be an okay coach. Just like Howie may be a better executive if he can get somebody that can stock our team with viable players
Hmm.
because he's not been successful in doing that through the draft. So we
Man,
definitely need
listen,
a draft person for him.
Devontae Smith needs to be our pick. All right. I don't care what anybody in this chat. I don't care what y'all think. I like the corner from Alabama. He's going to be outstanding. But Devontae Smith is going to win a Heisman Trophy. He's a dynamic wide receiver, okay? Dynamic, hands down, the best one in this draft. Period. Jamar Chase is good, but Devontae Smith need to be drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. Period.
All right.
I'm done with that.
So y'all want a wide receiver? Y'all want a wide receiver?
Listen, I like Patrick Surtain Jr. His father was okay in the league, and he taught his son how to play the position, and he's been a shutdown corner. But there's going to be some corners in this league that's going to be slept on because there's some outstanding players in this draft that opted out that we can't even remember some of their names. So with that being said, you take the top player available. And top player available is the Heisman Trophy winning wide receiver from Alabama, Devontae Smith. I'm sorry.
Devontae Smith. He is a very, very attractive player in the draft.
He's
Man.
Marvin Harrison, yo. He's Marvin Harrison
This
2.0,
dude makes
period.
every catch, man. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if they wouldn't have got him. But we are in need of so many players that I don't think we can go wrong. Like we can't go wrong with Surtain either because we are lacking star ability in a lot of our positions. We don't have stars playing in our positions.
We don't. I got a question for you. So would you rather draft a Marvin Harrison or would you rather draft a Revis?
Either one. I don't.
Michelle, you got that look in your face. Who would you rather draft, a Marvin Harrison or a Revis?
I don't know. I think I would do a Revis and
Really?
yeah.
In the first 5 picks.
Yeah, I think I would focus on defense. I think we keep focusing on our wide receivers, and it's always a revolving door. And I think we should probably shift that focus and get our O line shored up, make some deals where we can get some, some not just a good rookie in a draft, but also a veteran in the O line, and do a little bit more on defense. I think we should be a little bit more vested in defense. But that's just me. I'm missing having playmakers in the secondary, and it's kind of frustrating year after year, and we seem not to focus on that at all.
You know what?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I kind of agree with you, and you talking some sense to me, even though I've been drinking a little bit for today. I've been drinking a lot. I go to work tomorrow, so I got I gotta go back to work in 2021. It was a comment up there by Mike Hines. I'm sorry, Mike Hines. He said, "How are we going to take a sleeper from Iowa Community College?"
From Iowa Community College, intramural flag football team. Damn.
No, you know what? You do speak some sense to me, and logically speaking, yes, we do want some defensive playmakers. We need defensive playmakers. We haven't had any in a long time besides Slay, and Slay's been left on the island all season. And you look what he has done to top-notch receivers. Besides DK Metcalf and Devontae Adams, he has been, what we asked him to do. He has been that guy that we needed. I don't think Patrick Surtain is going to be great in his first year, but he's probably going to be good in his second year, learning how the receivers do things, and because his dad was in the league, so he's going to work hard at it. But there are some good corners that's going to be available later in the first round, in the second round, and if we're able to trade, like I hate to say this, we're able to trade a Zach Ertz and get back into the first round, we can get some of these guys. This Stingley from LSU, he's going to be a top pick. He was a freshman All-American. He's going to be available. Just because what Devontae Smith did to him this year, he's going to be on the back end of the draft. But he's a good corner. There are some other corners. Asante Samuel Jr., from Florida State. He's a very good corner. When we had Asante Samuel, you know what? We really understood that he's not a press corner, but at any given time, a quarterback looks his way, he's going to either break it up or pick it off. He's not going to tackle a guy. He's not going to tackle a guy, but you know what? You didn't really question his ability to play that position. He should be in the Hall of Fame right now. So you can fill up these gaps later on in the draft. I just really think we need to take these playmakers, because if we're going to have Doug Peterson back next year, this offense is going to be his or who you have offensive coordinator, this offense needs to put points up the board on the board. They need to put points on the board. Let's be honest. We don't put points on the board. We haven't did it since 2017, and we need to start doing it next year.
Well, we know what 2017 coincided with, and that was the fact that Frank Wright was on the staff and in the building. And yes, so since the year of Frank Wright, yes, our offense has not been as explosive or creative or exp, you know just it was dynamic, man. In 2017, our offense was dynamic. We got out and got on top of people very quick, and we just haven't seen that since 2017. So it's gone. We know that. I don't know how we get it back. Well, I got a good idea, but I don't know how we get it back with Doug Peterson at the helm, unless he hires an OC that calls the plays. I don't know. So we got that to this look forward to. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we have a lot that's going to be going on this offseason. And Sue said it right here, but she said we have too many holes to be filled in one draft. We do. We have a lot of holes that that's not going to be filled totally in this draft. And it's always a crapshoot anyway. That you try to you try to hit on as many of those picks as you can. It's unfortunately that we have not been hitting on any of ours. You know what I'm saying? Like, like. I don't see any players that's coming through the pipeline here that we can say are future replacements for current players right now. It doesn't look very, very promising, and we don't have, and we're not going to be able to fill all those holes in this
Not
one
even
draft.
close.
Not
Not
in the
even close.
draft. No, we're gonna have to
Maybe in free agency. I
yeah.
want to answer one question. John Batista put up there. I was talking about the compensatory draft picks and for minority coaching hires. This is a new. I love that picture. You see that picture that he has?
Stephen A. Yeah.
Who?
So that's from
Who's
Stephen A. today. From he snapped on the Cowgirls losing. So the Dallas Cowgirls are out of the playoffs. Hold on one second. So that was good. But for the picks, how they have it now, you have to, if you're interviewing for a head coaching position, you have to interview a minority coach. So there are coaches around the league that has the ability to be interviewed for a coach. If you do not, you lose a pick. You can lose a pick or you can gain a pick. Truthfully, what we know about it right now, nothing. I'm gonna look. Because you put that up there. I actually gonna go back and look at the NFL Players Association, the pamphlet that they put out there. So I'm gonna go take a look at it and see how they have it slated. Because it's new this year. It's very new.
All right. Eric Foss says we got a good young offensive group in the wide receivers moving forward.
We do.
Yeah, but I'm still thinking that we can use a number one.
I mean, we could, but I would take my chance with the young guys and develop them and get a lineman. Like, come on, this O line is garbage.
We can't get the O lineman from Oregon. This Pac-10 stuff needs to stop today. We need to stop drafting Pac-10 players. All right.
Nobody said we had to draft the Pac-10 O lineman. We just need an O lineman. I really don't care where he come from. We need an O lineman and we need a corner.
But Michelle, we got some guys coming back next year.
If we get burnt again, I am going to smash my television. We get burnt on way too many long balls.
I like, hold up.
No.
Week in and week out, we get burnt on a long ball every single game. I can't sit through that again. Just like Dante don't want to sit through another year of Dougie, I don't want to sit through another season of getting burnt on knowing you're going to get burnt every game on the long ball.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
I can't do that.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Well, hopefully we'll get that solved, but we got a new DC coming in. Hopefully we'll get somebody that's going to bring that heat again, that get us riled up again, get us some playmakers, get some turnovers, and all that. We even had turnovers in that 2017 season. Our defense produced turnovers back then. Who will
Yeah, we
forget the
did.
darn Patrick Robinson interception?
Patrick Robinson was
Pick
dynamic.
six. That was awesome, man. We haven't seen anything like that in a long time from our defense. No type of
I'm
playmakers
sorry,
like
Sue.
that.
I had to cut Dante off for this. We do not want Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips runs a 3-4 defense. We don't have
Yeah, well, no,
we
we
don't have
don't
we
want
don't
that.
have the personnel for that. We're not going back
Uh,
to a 3-4. We're a 4-3 defense. The Philadelphia Eagles has always been
yeah,
a 4-3 defense, and we're gonna stay a 4-3 defense. I'm sorry.
yeah. Please, no, I can't
Maybe
do
a
that.
4-2. Maybe a 4-2 defense and have extra safety in there, but not 3-4. Let's Wade Phillips' philosophy is a 3-4.
No, we can't do that. That was such a messed up experiment when Chip Kelly came in here with that. But look, man,
This one
it's
question right
about
here,
game
Dante.
time.
This
What?
one question right here for you, Dante.
Oh, y'all going to be online during the off season? Yeah, we're online. We're online. We come on Thursdays. That's our
Oh yeah,
regular weekly spot.
don't forget we have the game day chat will be live on the Eagles Talk group. So please tune into Eagles Talk on Facebook. We will be doing a game day chat for everybody to comment, curse us out, or curse the Eagles out, or curse the Washington football team out. You can do whatever you want.
Don't curse me
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, no,
no
not
doubt,
shout.
no doubt.
Not
So,
shout.
guys, the game is about to start. So, everyone, go enjoy the game. This is the final football game of the season, and then there will be no more football until next season. Ah, man, it's been such a frustrating season, but it ends tonight. Go watch if you want to watch. I'm going to, I'll put it on. I'll see what's going on here. But this is the end of an era. Jim Schwartz, you can go watch Jim Schwartz coach his final game, see if he's going to give it up or if those guys are going to play for him. Whoever's left anyway, because there's hardly anybody playing. But go enjoy the game, man, and we'll come back and we'll talk about it after the game for a little bit after the game. I'm your man, Dante the Dark Knight, for Pat and Nichelle. We'll see you guys after the game. We're out. Peace.